am not kidding when I tell you I got a bunch of stuff that I want to try and go through. And yeah, this is kind of why I don't make videos. It gets a little overwhelming. I just have too much crap that if I did them individually, I would probably have, I don't know, a year's worth of content, but I don't have a channel like that. I don't know, I get a little overwhelmed at the thought of even making a video on stuff sometimes, so that's why you see me maybe once a month. But I do have a bunch of cool new stuff. So first one I want to start with is actually the one that I've been carrying for, I don't know, a couple of weeks now, and it was a bit of a surprise to me. It is the first Emerson knife I've ever had. What's up, Hal? How's it going? This is the Emerson Sheepdog, and yeah, I don't know, I gotta say I'm like 50-50 on this thing. When I first took it out of the package, it definitely said something to me. It said, put me in your pocket and take me with you. It's a knife that just wants to go to work. There's no doubt about that. It's got a lot going for it, but it's also got some stuff that I don't know, kind of don't like. So as far as things I do like, this one is on bearings, so it's really super smooth. Now, my dad has been an Emerson guy. That's pretty much all he carries, all he's ever carried, besides some Benchmade stuff. But yeah, I just never really got into them, and I got this one in trade, and after I looked it up, I mean, it definitely suits my style, but there's some stuff about it. I mean, the wave opener on it, yeah, it's cool, it's novel, kind of fun, but there have been a few times where I go to try and take it out of my pocket when I'm sitting down, and it tries to open in your pocket. So that in itself is, I don't know, you got to be mindful when you take this thing in and out of your pocket, which, I don't know. Even still, though, it's been my regular carry since I got it, so there's something about it that I do kind of like. I guess I'm okay with overlooking the things that I don't like about it. The grind on it, I did have to sharpen it. I put a bit of a convex on it because, you know, it's a work knife for me, but it's ground one side, so it's different to sharpen, but not hard. I do like the hardware on this thing. I like that you can adjust the pivot with a penny. I kind of like the fact that it's got Phillips head screws. I know a lot of people would disagree with me on that, but I think that's fine. It's a knife that feels like a work knife to me, so that's why I've been carrying it. And the one thing about this that I don't think I'll be able to get to come through on camera, but the texture of the G10 on this knife is different than anything else I've ever felt. It's flat, basically. It's not bumpy. These are all little teeny tiny divots, and they're so small that they grip your fingerprint one direction. One way they're kind of smooth, the other way they're totally grippy. So it has a very interesting feel to it. It's like I don't know, guys that, you know, work and your hands are all rough and you know, not smooth. You go to pick up a microfiber towel, you know how it kind of like grips your finger, all little pieces of skin. That's what that feels like to me. It's yeah, it is. It's weird, but it's kind of nice. I kind of like it. I love the big access. So it does have a lot going for it. I gotta say, I do like it. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, and obviously I have quite a few other knives, and I don't often change knives. I usually keep the same one in my pocket until it's dead. I've been known to carry the same knife for 2 years at a clip, and yeah, I don't know. When I got this one, I was not expecting to like it. I thought I was, you know, check it out, and like a lot of stuff I have, just never use it, but this one called to me. So this is what's been in my pocket. I'm not going to dwell on any one thing for too long because clearly I have a ton of stuff to go through. So let's keep moving. Another one that I got in, actually I traded somebody for this, but it was in an auction lot. Kind of a long story, but a buddy of mine who also does the auction hunt, this was in one of his lots, and we traded for it. But this is a Havalon knife, which first one of these I had with the replaceable scalpel blades. It was kind of cool. Kind of wish the clip was at the other end, but other than that, it's cool. It did come with a substantial amount of the same style blade. I know you can get other ones, but it does have quite a few of these. What's up, Jesse? How's it going, man? The one thing about this one that I just don't quite understand, that looks to me like a button locking system, but there's no button on this knife. So did they use the same frame and stuff on different versions? Is there a button lock version of this? Somebody that is familiar with Havalon stuff, feel free to chime in, leave me a comment. I thought it was strange. I mean, it just doesn't do anything. It's stuck in there and does absolutely nothing. So that was kind of curious to me, but oh dude, I am still waiting on that button lock. I'm probably going to be waiting for a long time. I've given up on TwoSuns, and I say that, but I don't actually mean that. I mean, I've given up on getting the new stuff. You guys with your deep pockets, I can't keep up. And, there's some good ones coming out, but I just, I can't drop $250, even though the button lock looks nice. We'll wait a little while. I bet if I wait, a couple of months, it'll be down. Should come down, hopefully, around the $150 mark. Hopefully, if they keep making enough of them. That's definitely what I've seen. If they produce a bunch of them, it'll drop the price. Now, if they keep only putting a few out here and there on eBay, they hold their value a little bit more, but I think this one, they can see it's popular. They're going to produce a bunch of them, so I'll give it another couple of months. I'm hoping for the 150 mark on that one. But it does look cool. I do like it. Everything about that one kind of does it for me. So this is one that I got the other day. Again, I've had this one a while ago, but this is one of their older models, the 57. I always liked this one. Ended up selling the last one that I had to somebody, and I don't know, always kind of wanted to get another one, so this one popped up, figured I would grab it. What else is new here? This one, kind of an interesting story with this one. This, again, is not what I ordered, but when I ordered it, they said, hey, it's out of stock. It was supposed to be the 81 in titanium M390 stonewash blade. They said, hey, we don't have it. I said, okay, well, can you send me something different? So I asked for a 162. I asked them for this because I like the stonewash on their S90V. However, as you can see, they have gone to a satin finish on the S90V versions. So I know some people are not happy about that. Gee, keep telling them, everybody keep telling them. I don't know why they don't stonewash. I know there's a few people out there, and I don't mean to disrespect anybody who appreciates a satin and doesn't like stonewash, but I do. Personally, I like stonewash. I think it works good and doesn't show a lot of stuff, so it just keeps your knife looking nicer for longer, especially knives that you're going to use all the time. Here's an example of that. Reposition here. This is one that I have used the crap out of this knife, and it's stonewash. It's actually still kind of dirty, but I carry this one all the time. I use this thing constantly, and this is a clone of the CH3504 made by Cameron Knives, and I love this thing. I mean, I have the actual 3504 from CH in titanium. It's the same knife. I mean, it's made the same. It does have the U2X blade steel. That there's not a whole lot of info, but this thing keeps a ridiculous edge. I love it. So I use this one all the time, but it doesn't show. I mean, this is a beater type work knife for me, and you can barely even tell it's ever been used. So that's why I like stonewash. I mean, as long as you're not cutting through rocks and stuff, it's going to look nice. Just going through cardboard and regular stuff is not going to affect that stonewash. This one's actually, it just keeps getting smoother, so I do like a stonewash, and was kind of bummed when I saw that they didn't do it on this one, but that's okay. I've got plans for this one. Sorry about that. I guess it disconnects the live when the phone rings. So, you guys still there? Alright. Yeah, so you talking about the button lock one had some issues, or this one had issues with it? I mean, I'm definitely happy with this knife overall, except for the coating or the finish on it. Alright, sorry about that. So, moving on, what else we got? Here's one that I got again, and I got this one simply because it's the only option I have right now. I am still working on trying to get another 64, but this thing popped up, and I know I really kind of bashed on this thing the first time I had it, but considering you can't get a 64 anymore, this one was looking a little better the second time around, so I decided to pick this one up. Actually got this from LTK, last sale that he did, one of the last sales, and yeah, it's still ugly. It is still ugly. I'm just not a fan of orange knives, really, but I decided that this one is going to get the Hawaiian treatment. I've got some really nice looking stuff that, yeah, I think that was the plan for this one as soon as I saw it. So, probably be the only Cohen knife that I actually make and keep for myself. I don't usually keep them. I keep them away or whatever, but that's what the plan is for that one. I actually have got some stuff that's pending to go out to people, and that's something also that I want to talk about, is some of the stuff that I've got going out to people. I know I am pretty far behind right now with my list of things that I'm working on for people, but I am trying to get them cranked out. This one's actually going to a friend of mine that finished that one up. I've got quite a few of them that are close to ready or ready, but the thing about stuff is the shipping of it kills me. I mean, if I had unlimited funds to ship everything I wanted to, I probably wouldn't have at least half of the stuff sitting here, because it's all, I've got plans to send it places, and it's the money for shipping. So I wanted to do a giveaway. I've been talking about a giveaway, and it's now. So I think when this video uploads, if you leave a comment on the uploaded version of this video, any comment, that's going to get you entered to win. And I am going to give away something handmade, like I said. And yeah, shipping is, I mean, I actually prefer if somebody wants to spring for the, $8.50 and get a flat rate box, because I fill them. If I'm going to send something, if I send a small flat rate box, it's going to be full of stuff. I tend to just fill them up. But first class, I think I'm limited to 13 ounces, or maybe it's under a pound. But I think for $6 on a first class, or $8.50 for a small flat rate, it just makes sense. That way I can just dump whatever I want in there. But I've got a few that I've been working on, ones that are almost finished, and I can put them on quite a few different versions. But I'll show you one that's pretty much ready to go here. This guy is finished up and ready to get put onto something. And like I said, here's a small selection. I think I tried to pick out some of the different models that I had, but I've got a bunch of Explorer models. I do like this one a lot. I've got Huntsman stuff. I've got all kinds of different stuff. So I'm going to leave it up to the winner to pick which model they want to put it on, because I think that's probably just the way to do it. So if you prefer corkscrew on the back, or if your thing is the Phillips on the back, I probably got you covered. I got quite a few Swiss Army knives. There's actually another box sitting back there of all Swiss Army knives. This is just the ones that I've stuck in this case. Also want to thank my wife for getting me some of these knife roll organizers. They have been very helpful. Organization is not my strong suit to begin with, as some people can attest to, but these have definitely helped. I do carry around a lot of stuff. Usually I show a lot of stuff, and these have definitely been helpful. So this one is my selection of Gerber stuff. I think it's all pretty much Gerber. I'll show this one here. This is a new one that I got from somebody. I actually got this in trade. This was not an auction one. This is the Gerber Suspension NXT, and I don't know what it is. There's certain knives and multi-tools and whatever that for some reason you don't really know why you like it, and I mean, it's just something about it. It just feels interesting. It feels solid. It feels good to me. So this one I do actually kind of like. Got a clip on it. What's up, Shane? How's it going, guys? Yeah, so some of the other interesting ones that I have gotten that that just kind of feel right. Where is it? Let me try and find this guy here. I think I showed this in the last live stream, but this is another interesting multi-tool. I've got a bunch of interesting multi-tools, but this one kind of I've showed a couple, Shane. I've still got plenty more to go. Don't worry. Yeah, the flip grip. This thing is kind of a strange bird. It is a dual-headed multi-tool that doesn't close per se. It just flips. And the more I use this thing, the more I actually kind of like it. There's another version of it that has a section in the handle that stores a couple extra bits, which I want to try and get that one too, but these are about 20 bucks, I think, if you can find one on eBay. It does have a full-size hex driver attachment for double-ended bit, and then the selection of tools on this thing is kind of unique. Jesse, you kind of jumped the gun, but dude, I appreciate it. I was getting to that, but you're number one, so thank you. That's awesome. Appreciate that, man. I will definitely get to that in a second for sure. Yeah, tools on this guy. I like this spike thingy. I think multi-tools should have a poker on them. But anyway, so yeah, the flip grip is a strange bird, but I like it. It's different. I think if you're doing like electrical work or something that having both sets of jaws were helpful to your job, this is a cool tool. It doesn't lock per se, but it has this thing that slides and keeps it from, it still opens, but at least it's not spring open, and you can put it back in its sheath. So anyway, interesting multi-tool. I keep this in the novelty side, but I do like it. Another one that I got in trade, this thing, which I gotta say I don't really like all that much. It's a good idea, but not good execution. This is the M4 Saber tool, and I think Craftsman made a version of this too. It's yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. They go for quite a bit of money on eBay. I've seen them sell for like 50 bucks on eBay, which I think is ludicrous. It's not great. It doesn't have a lanyard spot for keyring. You kind of just stick your keyring loop in there and close it, and I guess that's their thing. You can take it on and off of your keyring without I don't know, whatever. The thing that I don't like about this one is these handles right here are ridiculously sharp. I mean, every angle of this thing, and I've even taken a file to a couple of them, but it is really sharp all the way around. So when you're holding this thing, it just digs straight into your palm. I mean, terrible execution on that. And then it is all outside opening tools, which I think, when this one came out, it was one of the only keychain size multi-tools with all outside tools, but that's probably different at this point. But it's got interesting tool set on it. Sorry, I'm trying to stay in frame here and look over the camera so I'm not cut myself on the stupid thing. yeah, it's got a good file, it's got tweezers, it's got a little screwdriver, and then the other side has a little knife blade, and then the Phillips screwdriver and flat kind of nest into the Phillips. So it's interesting, but what sucks about it, I mean, truly sucks, is that all these tools lock in place. And Jesse, two so far, two entries, and I will explain in a second. But dude, you're awesome. This thing, they lock in place. All these tools lock open with this setup right here, and I don't even know if I can get this thing closed, because to close it you have to push this direction, and it is so freaking stiff that it rips your thumb open to try and push it over. I mean, there's like, I didn't even realize that this moved at first, because it's just, there's such a strong spring to that thing. It's terrible. I mean, what a poor execution of a multi-tool. So this one goes into my giveaway pile. I mean, if somebody else out there is a fan of these, more power to them. You can have it. I don't like it. So another interesting little multi-tool. These little Coast micro pliers, and I guess they're made by a couple different people. This is a Leatherman Micra-ish type looking thing, but the tool set in these is kind of interesting, and it bugs the shit out of me because I don't know what a few of these tools are. So I haven't actually looked up the patent number on this to look and see what those tools are listed as, but if anybody can help me out, I'm going to ask again. I've asked quite a few people, and nobody can seem to tell me what some of these tools are. So grab a Leatherman Micra here for comparison's sake. What's up, guys? So the tool set on the Micra, you guys probably know, but here's these. And then this thing has a very similar bottle opener. It's got a pair of scissors. Actually, not a bad pair of scissors. They work okay. The spring could be... Anyway, they're okay. But then over here, it's got this little flat screwdriver thing that I guess you could also use for Phillips. And then it's got this. What is this thing? What is this thing? I'll open it up so you can see it by itself. But what the hell is this tool? It's got a function. I know it does. I'm sure they copied it from a different multi-tool that they saw. I do believe this is a Chinese made. It doesn't say it anywhere, but I'm pretty sure. And then again, they copied the micro blade, even the single grind on this thing. Same key or same nail file type thing, flat screwdriver. Anyway, so also, what is this tool? Anybody, help me out. What is this thing? I don't know what it does. It drives me nuts. It's not sharp. This one is a little spoon-shaped cuticle pusher, I guess. So I get that one. But what is this? What is that thing? Help me out. Somebody help me out in the comments. If somebody can tell me definitively what these tools are, I will send you something. How about that? I don't know, just strange. And it's not a lanyard hole, because obviously it has a lanyard on the other side. So I don't know. Anyway, this one has been bugging me since I found it. Another interesting one that is actually going to another friend of mine. I forgot to put it in his last box, but dude, it will be coming. This is the Leatherman side clip. I know these ones are kind of collectible. This one was beat. I actually saved this one. I rescued it from a person who thought holding light bulbs with it would probably be a good idea, and then setting them on fire. So this one's seen better days, but yeah, we saved it anyway. So some of the tools are broken off. I think the knife blade and screwdriver both broken off, but this is going to a good home, and he knows what to do with it. He will fix this up and give it some love. So Leatherman side clip. Let's keep going here. What else we got? That's gonna go in this pile up here. Oh man, it's probably gonna take longer than I thought, guys. Another TwoSuns knife. I do have a pile of stuff that is gonna be for sale. I'll probably try and just group all that as one, but this is one that I have multiples of, and if somebody needs this for their collection, I think this is a great TwoSuns. This is a TS42 in titanium green carbon fiber, which they don't do on too much stuff. But yeah, no, it's still early here. I think it's like 6 o'clock, man, so I don't know where all you guys are at, but I appreciate you staying up and checking out this live stream. I hope you haven't eaten recently, because this is enough stuff to make somebody want to puke. But anyway, yeah, this one, I do have a couple of them, so this one is going to be for sale if anybody's interested, but I'll take care of that at the end. And I'm going to put my information in this video, and part of what I wanted to do, besides just a giveaway, I wanted to do kind of a raffle idea, and I'm not sure how this is going to work yet, but to where if somebody feels like donating, and like I said, Jesse, you're number one, man, you're already on the list. If somebody donates, I want that to be kind of like a raffle ticket, like you're, entered into a different giveaway. But how I want to do it, I mean, I have so much stuff, and this is literally just like 2 of the boxes of stuff that I have. I mean, literally, let me grab the other. I can't even bring it over here. It's too much junk, man. I've got so much stuff that I need to give away. I need to get rid of some of this stuff that I have. So everybody who feels like donating, you are also going to be entered into a different giveaway. But for every $10 that people donate, I'm going to give away something different, because for a first class package, like I said, it's like $5. So if somebody wants to donate, I want to send you something. So for every $10, I will pick one more name out of that group of people who felt like donating. So I'm pretty sure, I'm not a math person, but I'm pretty sure that puts your odds at 50% chance of getting something if you donate $5. So yeah, that's my raffle idea. I wanted it to be good odds for people. And no, this is not actually my entire collection. This is just a couple of the boxes of stuff that I have with me, which is terrible. I mean, I go through a lot of stuff, man. Hang on, I'm trying to keep the comments up here, but no, man, this is just some of the stuff that I have with me. I have it with me sometimes when I'm going through it, when I need to clean stuff up, when I need to, whatever, if I'm taking it to show somebody. But I've got a ton of stuff, man. I think I totaled it up. I have bought, sold, traded, gifted thousands of knives in the last 4 years, since I kind of really started to get into this whole hobby. And I do, man, I go through a ton of stuff. It's really hard for me to actually keep stuff around, because I mean, if I'm not going to use it, and like I said before a few minutes ago, I don't often change knives, so I don't change my carry knife very often. I've got, maybe 24 different knives that I will use and go through, and, for whatever purpose. But in general, a lot of the stuff that you see, I get it just to check it out, and then, find another home for it. And some of it I've gotten simply to do some modifications on it. Like I've got, I think 5 of these right now. 4 of them I'm doing for people, putting some koa on. This is the Shockwave with the wood scales, but I've got a bunch of these right now, and I'm starting to kind of get a little bit better at turning them out. Yeah, I can do maybe 1 a week when I find time to actually finish it, but I really need the time to sit down and just dedicate to it. So This is another one that I got just for doing some koa on. Yeah, and no, I don't leave this thing parked anywhere. I kind of, I'm never away from the truck if I have this much stuff in it. Obviously, I learned that lesson the hard way, unfortunately. So definitely careful about it these days. But thank you. Yeah. So anyway, let's go through some other ones. This is another one being sent out to somebody, but the TS251 is going out to a buddy of mine, and yes, I am getting it out the door. I'm sorry, there's one other one that I was putting in the box with this, so this one is almost ready to get sent out. Let me see, I'm trying to find something I'm looking for here. There's another one. Bear with me, guys. Hang on a second here. Oh, this is the other one I wanted to show you. What's up, Lion? How's it going, guys? This is another TwoSuns that I got. This is actually not my TwoSuns. I got this for a friend of mine who actually lives out here on island. Another knife guy, awesome guy in the community. And he asked if I would get one of these for him. This is the TS68 in M390. And this is a front flipper, Wong design. Definitely not my cup of tea. It's a cool little knife, but it doesn't do anything for me really. It's not even that I don't like all small knives. It's just this one, I don't know, it's just not something I would use, but he really wanted it, so I decided to get one for him, and I appreciate being able to check it out. This is factory green anno. What's up, Grateful Panic? Yeah, no, it's always nice. It's a good feeling when you've got stuff in the mail on its way to you. That's like, it definitely is a good feeling when it's like Christmas morning, you come home and you get the mail and you got all these knives in there. So that's just a good feeling. So I've had a couple of good mail days recently. Like I said, I did get some stuff from LTK's last sale. If you guys are not in his Patreon, it's worth the $5 a month or whatever to be able to get a look at all his stuff before it goes up on YouTube. I think the TwoSuns knife video that he did, man, by the time I saw the notification, it was a couple hours, and over half the stuff was already gone. And he had like 100 some knives that, it's critical to get a first look. And he's one of the Patreon accounts that I subscribe to because it's worth it. I've picked up a few different ones from him recently. Always a good deal. This one, actually, the only thing, this one has been tested. Yeah, no, TS72s, they are somewhere. I'll get to them at some point. I've got at least one or two floating around here somewhere. But yeah, this one was actually hardness tested. You can see, sorry, I'm pointing to it, but I'm pointing on the wrong side of the camera. It's got the little divot right there above the opening. It's been Rockwell tested, so that doesn't bother me. I mean, that's the only mark on the knife that didn't come that way from the factory. The only thing is, I got one knife that was hit like that, but it was right in the detent track. I mean, dead square right in the center of the detent ball path. I mean, seriously, like, I don't understand how you could think that that was a good idea to poke the thing right there. Maybe it was an accident or whatever, but I had to sand it out, and I did kind of fix it. But yeah, that was the only thing. If you're gonna pop a knife and put the little dimple, put it somewhere that it's not a big deal. What's up, man? How's it going from Minnesota? Probably late there. What month are we? We're in June. Probably shouldn't be winter there. How's the weather in Minnesota? It's 80 degrees and sunny here. Don't get much of a variation in weather. It's either raining or not raining. I'm not gonna do this one. I'm trying to keep this a little bit concise here with stuff, but here's one that's in the wrong box. trying to find one of the other new ones that I've gotten recently. I'm going to show it to you. It was a nice surprise to me. That is, of course, this box of stuff. Bear with me, guys. Hang on. Have some hold music to play or something on the roof of this thing, but I know it's here somewhere. I gotta find it though. Bear with me. No, okay, well, I seem to have misplaced a knife. Not a surprise. Yeah, I don't know where it is right now. We'll probably come across it. Okay, well, I don't know where it is. I do have some other stuff here. Like I said, some of these knives are on my list of ones that are pending to be sent to people. And I got one that's gonna surprise you a little bit here. Actually, this is the last time you're gonna see this one on camera because it's being sent to somebody, and it's the only one I have. But when I find it here, this. Alright, sorry, this live could have been a little more organized, but I did put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video, so watch at your own risk. Here somewhere, but where is a better question? Shit, okay. Well, I don't know. Oh, here it is. Here's another one that I don't think I've ever shown this one. It's been that long since I've made a video. No, there's a little spot at the bottom of the tailgate. They cannot fall through there, but yeah, no. If anybody wants to take a guess at how many knives I have here, if you can guess how many knives I have with me, I will also send you something. It's substantial. This is not even everything. There's some more in the cab that I just haven't gotten to. Anyway, the 196, I believe, the Sabertooth. This is a Mazwan Mokhtar design. And yeah, the TS16 is a good one, and in M390, very good. No, that's including everything, multi-tools, knives, everything. I'll tell you, it's in the hundreds. It's definitely more than 100, probably more than 200. But yeah, the TS196 Sabertooth, Mazwan Mokhtar, M390 steel, and you'll notice nothing else on the blade. Mazwan is good about that. He puts all of his info. Let me see. You're not going to be able to catch it, I don't think, but it is etched right inside there where it has his moniker and then the TwoSuns logo. But yeah, this is one that I overlooked for the longest time. I mean, I always thought that this one was going to be too small when I read the specs on it. Oh man, you guys are all guessing. Now I'm going to actually have to count all these too. I will do that after the live. Go through and total all this stuff up. But it's substantial. It's ridiculous. Yeah, this is one that as soon as I took it out of the box, man, this is a great little knife. It's just big enough, and it feels awesome. This is one that is on my list of ones that I will potentially carry at some point. It's got good access for your thumb. It's got a lanyard spot. It's got nice jimping. It's just all the way around. This is a great knife, and this is what I mean about, you know, sometimes you gotta wait a little while until design, you know, isn't being, you know, scooped up by everybody in the world right off the bat, and they do come down in price. I think this one's is like around $100 again. I think it's the TS-196 Sabertooth. Don't hold me to that. I'm pretty sure though. I kind of lost track of the numbers after about 200. So it's a great little knife though. I mean, cool blade shape. It almost looks like a Jelly Jerry design blade shape, but man, I love this thing. It was a very nice surprise to me as far as how comfortable it is, and the action on this one is just incredible, man. This thing, it has to be dead lined up. There is no room on either side of the blade, so this thing, it just has the greatest feel to it, and the detent on this is, I mean, just, that was me holding the lock bar and giving it zero pressure. This one's, it's pretty hard to fail, and when you actually give it a regular flick, this thing just snaps out. It's got very snappy type action. But yeah, it's kind of a double grind there. Very cool knife. So really like this one a lot. On my list of new arrivals that I really enjoy quite a bit. But I think I found the one that I was thinking of, so we're going to show this guy one final time in case you guys haven't seen it. But this one is headed out, and it's going to a good home. It's going to a friend of mine, and I'm going to give it one final look on camera. This is the Orca. And yeah, this will mark the last time you see this guy, unless they decide to bring it back around, because this is the only one I have, and she's on her way out the door. So but as far as older models that they definitely should bring back, I think this is one, man. They did this in M390 or something, it would go nuts. They wouldn't know what to do with themselves when they saw this thing come out on eBay. And if it came back, yeah, so you just never know though. They're a pretty random company, so they may at some point. Some other new arrival type stuff. This one is not mine. This one is also on its way out the door, but I wanted to get it on camera before I did. This is the CH, which one is this? The 3001, and this was a user, but this is going to a friend of mine. This came from kind of a trade that I did with somebody, and this was one that was in there, so got this one for him. Very nice though, really lightweight. There's no excess anything to it. Yeah, 223 is a good one for sure. But this is one that needed a little bit of love and attention. It was a little scratch. It's definitely a user, so give it some attention before it goes to its new home. But soon, I am working on getting all this stuff out. It's coming, dude. Promise. Here's another one that I just got in kind of a trade that I worked out with somebody, and I trade quite a bit of stuff. I like trading. I like seeing new stuff and getting new stuff, and this is one that was kind of a surprise, actually. This is the little baby K-bar, and I say baby, it actually looks, yeah, it is, but it definitely needs to go somewhere else, man. That it was a decision I came to a while ago, and yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this baby K-bar has a very different feel in hand than their full-size stuff. I mean, it's kind of a good blade size. Now, I haven't put this thing through any work yet, and I'm wondering how this guard is going to feel in my hand, cutting stuff, because you're really, really going into stuff, and that knife is, it's kind of rubbing against your hand right there. This is kind of where, and in the palm, that's where I'll get, like, blisters or whatever if I'm really using a knife. I notice it a lot opening coconuts, because you really are gripping on the knife and wrenching, and it just takes a lot of pressure to get through stuff. So it's one of those things that you don't realize sometimes the hot spots on a knife until you really put it to work. And I've had a few that I liked until I actually went to use it, and after I did, it just it killed it for me. They weren't that great ergonomically. I mean, it felt good just to hold, but to actually use it, it was a totally different story. So somebody wanted to see the TS-72. This is one that, obviously this is, my favorite TwoSun. Make no secret about that. But when you really put this thing to work, and I've, often told people this knife is pretty much perfect, but there are a couple things about this knife that I could, criticize a little bit, and maybe my blind love for the thing kept me from giving you guys the full story. And I apologize if anybody has bought this one based on my opinions and then didn't like it for whatever reason. But if one of these reasons I'm about to say is something that you don't like about it and you bought it because of me, feel free to tell me I'm an asshole. I overlooked some stuff, but yeah, no, that's why I kind of pick and choose my places to record, because you start pulling out a couple hundred knives and you really got to be careful of where you're doing it. So anyway, so as far as hot spots or stuff on this knife, this jimping on the back here is very large, and it's grippy. It works really well, but it's almost too good to where if you're really going through some stuff, I mean cutting through some stuff, this right here can dig into your hand just a little bit. And I got some kind of callous area right there just because I go through a ton of cardboard. Hang on, I'll show you real quick here. This is an example of the packaging that we use at my work, and this is not even the heaviest duty one, but this is like a double-walled corrugated cardboard, and it's heavy-duty stuff. It's like 400 pounds per square inch, bursting point cardboard. And yeah, Shane, I've got some very cool pieces right now that I've already picked out for doing some scales, so I'm excited to see the riffle. But anyway, so this one, when I'm, really going through a ton of stuff, and I have to build boxes and, repackaging stuff. I work for a company, and we sell stuff that's heavy and large, and I'm constantly doing what I call box craft, where I'll have to make boxes and packaging and whatnot. So going through this thick, heavy stuff, man, you really notice if there's some hot spots on a knife. So this is one of those areas that, it could use just a little touch with some sandpaper. Other than that, the only other thing about the TS-72 that needs to be mentioned, and actually I think Jared mentioned this in the Lefty EDC live stream that they were just on, is the detent ramp and ball placement. And when that ball lands in a spot in the middle of the detent ramp, and this is something that's always kind of bugged me about this knife. Not enough to really, really make me not like it or anything, but when you go to close this knife, you push the button, it drops right there onto your thumb, and then it wants to kind of reopen itself because you're halfway on that ramp, and sometimes when you go to flick it, it'll just open back up, and you'll go to close it, and it'll flick actually back up. So I did fix a few of them where it just needed the ramp extended a little bit, and the ramp was at too much of an angle, so just kind of lay it down a little bit, and was a fairly easy fix. But he's right, man, when that detent ball lands halfway up the ramp, it makes a difference. It really changes how this thing closes. It drops and you're not quite past it, and you go to shake it and it just opens back up. So that's the only other thing that needs to be mentioned about this. Other than that, it's a good one. Obviously, it's my favorite for a reason. They do put a little rubber washer under the pivots because it doesn't have the D-shaped pivot, and I don't put any Loctite in them, but they do put a rubber O-ring under both sides of the pivot on this one, and some of the other knives they've done it, but it just keeps that pivot from moving. It doesn't have to be cranked down. It just, just sitting against that rubber O-ring, it does keep just enough tension on there to keep it from backing itself out. So I wish they would do that on more of them, but anyway, moving on. I've got way too much stuff to go through to dwell on any one knife here for too long. So what else did I want to show you guys? I want to show you, let me see here, there was, there we go, where'd it go? Oh, this guy here. The Leatherman mini tool. Set back here. Showed this thing once before, and in the comments of that video, somebody mentioned something that I didn't realize at first, and that's kind of why I like getting all this stuff, is because I get to check stuff out, I get to see stuff and learn new things all the time. Leatherman mini tool, I've learned quite a bit about since I found this one, but it is kind of an interesting design. It doesn't have very many tools. Pretty strange for a Leatherman to not have a whole bunch of stuff on it. I mean, even the original PST has, a fair tool assortment. But these two, they extend and turn this into a full-size handle, which I didn't realize, so I appreciate that. I can't remember who made that comment last time, but I thought that was kind of cool. And one of the things that I just, you don't realize right away about stuff until somebody mentions it, so I always like the feedback from you guys. It's helpful to me. I learn. I can appreciate all of the comments. So good, bad, whatever. I mean, like this one here, this is a multi-tool that branded by Snap-on. I don't know who actually makes it. It's Chinese made, I do believe. However, there are certain even Chinese made multi-tools that I think are kind of interesting, that I think are okay. They have a fairly solid feel to them, and some of the things that you don't realize, like this one here, go to open it up, it's got spring-loaded plier jaws. It's fairly solid. It doesn't have a whole lot of flex. These are aluminum handles, anodized aluminum. Obviously it's kind of corroded, but not bad. I mean, this thing feels solid. But the one thing I didn't realize about this until just the other day, actually, I've had this maybe a month and didn't realize this because, well, I never opened the thing all the way up. The blades, I thought it was could use a little bit of a tighten. The blade is a little bit a little loose in there, but what I didn't realize is it's actually a liner locking blade. I'm going to plug my phone in so it doesn't die here midstream. There we go. Alright. So yeah, not just the knife blade, but also the saw blade. And you can see it's got just a little liner lock on the sides here that I just had no idea, man. That's why I gotta go through them all and check them all out and whatnot, and certain things I just kind of didn't catch right away, but I thought that was neat. Nice to have it lock in place. And this one actually has decent tools. I mean, the saw is relatively sharp. It's not Victorinox, but it's pretty damn sharp, actually. So, I don't know. This one's not bad. It's probably a $10 multi-tool, but for $10, you're getting, a pretty solid tool. So, this is one that I don't feel bad giving to somebody. I give stuff like this away all the time and don't feel bad, even though it's not name brand stuff. This one will, work and be a good tool for somebody. Put in your truck, toolbox, whatever, and it's not like it's going to break when you go to use it. It's fairly decent construction. So that's that guy. And I guess some of the other ones in that type of category that feel solid when you use them, but not name brand stuff. This one, branded by Coast. Again, I like this. I'm not even sure what it is that I like so much about it, but it's got a really nice snap when it opens up. It's really comfortable, and this is right in between full size and mini size multi-tools. Dude, Shane, thanks for staying up, man. I appreciate it. I know it's getting late in certain places, and obviously I can go on for quite a while here, but before you go, just know, try and comment after this thing uploads. I'm going to take the comments from the uploaded version of the stream and, just pull a winner from that, and I will leave some payment information in the description. I have had to go through and, buying and selling so much stuff. I've opened up just about every stupid account you can think of besides Apple Pay because, I'm just not an Apple person, but Cashapp and PayPal and Venmo and even Zelle. Somebody made me open up the other day. So any of those would work, and I'm going to take names of donations and pull some winners out of there too. And I do believe a 50% chance of winning something if you donate $5. So that'll cover a first class package, and I can put something cool in a first class package, that's for sure. And as a side note, sending something from Hawaii first class gets there in pretty much the same amount of time as sending it priority, because from here it goes on an airplane and pretty much goes right to your area and then comes off of the airplane, and it gets there usually in about 3 days, even with first class mail. So I have had plenty of stuff go first class, and it was the same amount of time as a priority package. So there is that. And if anybody has received one of my packages, you'll know I like to package stuff so it's waterproof, bulletproof, whatever, and I don't mind sending first class. I like the postal service. I know a lot of people upset with them, but to date I have only knock on wood, have only ever lost one package, and it was one that was being sent to me. Unfortunately, it was kind of an important one. However, like I said, I've sent thousands of knives in the last couple of years, and they all pretty much make it where they're going. I would say this is definitely a little crazy as far as multi-tools. That's why I don't keep them. Just to repeat, I am not a knife collector. I might look like it, but I'm really not. I am a knife enthusiast, and I like to see different knives, but I just don't keep them. I like to pass them on unless it's something I really think I'm going to use, or if it's one that's given to me by somebody, definitely that's in my permanent collection. But I don't know. I keep them moving through for the most part, but this is one that it wasn't given to me. I did find this one, I think, in an auction lot, but I've had this one for a while now, and somebody even tried to buy it from me, and I hesitated, and as you can see, it's still here. So that says something. I usually try not to have regrets, and I just let stuff go and whatever, but this is one that if you ever come across this one and get a chance, it's a good little multi-tool. I mean, really nice, actually. It's got a little LED flashlight that I have not put a new battery in, but Um, and then, interesting, the jaws on this thing, where it closes, the plier jaws are still exposed. So if you need to grab a piece of wire and pull or whatever, it's still able to grab and pinch something even in the closed position, which I thought was kind of cool. And then all outside folding tools, it's got an awl, which is helpful when you do what I do and digging stuff and whatever. Nail file, little screwdriver, and then a little bottle opener. And they're all small size tools, but this thing feels solid. It has a nice solid feel to it, positive snap on all the tools. It feels good. I would recommend this to anybody that's on a budget, or if you come across this. It's got an actual little Phillips screwdriver. This one, they kind of took the design from Victorinox. This looks just like the inline Phillips driver on Victorinox. So, I mean, you can kind of see, especially when you get so much stuff, you can see who's, borrowing ideas and design cues and stealing stuff and whatnot. But this is definitely a Victorinox style Phillips. And then the two full-size blades on here. It gives you a full-size knife blade. And find the nail nick. A full-size serrated, which is actually pretty sharp, surprisingly. But I thought that was kind of nice to have a full-size knife blade on a tool that all the other implements are kind of half-size. But anyway, yeah, this one goes on my list of stuff that I really kind of like. And I do have a few oddball tools like that, things that I'm not sure why I even really like them, but they always kind of just did it for me. So the Coast multi-tool. And again, for size comparison, here is the Leatherman Micra, and then the Leatherman Wingman. So it's kind of halfway in between. Not too small and not full size. So anyway, next one I want to talk about. This thing. Yeah, the USA-made buck tool. This one, it will probably be in that pile of stuff that I give away at some point. And it may be this giveaway, I'm not sure. It may be the next giveaway, I don't know. But I found this in an auction. I actually found the sheath in a separate auction, which was pretty random. But the Buck Tool 360. And I like when people think outside of the box, but you should be at least standing somewhere near the box, or at least be able to see the box. Don't think so far outside the box that it doesn't work. Now I know SOG has done some different opening stuff with like their the one that kind of opens out this direction. This is a unique opening method, and I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that design. It seems like it would be good. I mean, it's different. You can't exactly open it one-handed, I don't think. Very, very difficult at best to open this thing one-handed. I mean, I guess like anything, you can do it if you really try hard enough, but it's not meant to be a quick one-handed opener. It's just different design. I guess they didn't want to be Leatherman. They didn't want to be Gerber. They wanted to be different. Okay, I get that, but when you do that, it might not work design-wise. It is not a bad tool. I mean, all the implements in it, which is, I think, part of why they did this. But as a tool, I mean, to get to the implements, they are really tightly snapped in place, and it does have this this locking bar here that kind of, I don't know if you can see that on there, that actuates the bar on the inside. So they are locking tools, which is kind of nice. And I do like this one, which is the file with a very nice chisel grind on it. It's not exactly sharp, but it's not sharp either. I'm starting to lose daylight here. Let's see if it'll focus on this thing. It doesn't come to an edge. It's almost like it's got little teeth because of the file on the backside. This top part is sharpened though, which is kind of nice. So it's basically a chisel. I like this implement. This is the one thing on this whole tool that I really like a lot, and I wish it was on something different though, because the rest of this tool, let me keep going with the good stuff first. It's got a decent knife. The rest of the tools are not bad. A lot of screwdrivers. I mean, a lot of screwdrivers on this thing, like 5 different screwdrivers. Big Phillips, little Phillips, 3 sizes of flathead, and then a knife, and then this chisel thing. The problem is, here's the biggest problem with this thing. Look at all that flex in the handle. I mean, what is that? What is that all about? The plier head is not moving, but I've got like 1/2 of an inch of play, and it's just because of the design. I mean, you're not gonna avoid that. Yeah, from Ballysong Butterfly, that autocorrect actually works. But yeah, it's different. It's like a Rubik's Cube multi-tool that, I don't know, I think there's people that actually like this thing, so I'll try and find it a good home. It is, USA made, so it's got that going for it, but, I mean, come on. What is this? Does that seem normal to you guys? Is that right? I mean, is that acceptable amount of play in a multi-tool? It just has a very, very cheap feel to it. Even when you go to grab something and really pinch down on it, I mean, I don't know. That doesn't do it for me. For sure. So, this is in the not keeper pile. But that's, I think that's pretty much most of the multi-tools I want to show you. There's another one here. This is another one of those ones that's on the cheap side of things, I guess, if you want to say it. The budget multi-tools, the non-name brand stuff. But this particular design, I don't know who actually made this one and how many other Chinese companies have copied this thing, but this is a pretty solid little tool. It feels solid. It's not a bad budget multi-tool. I mean, this is another one that I love to give to people. I've had quite a few of these. I have more of them floating around. This is just the one that I can see right now, but I'll give these away because this is one that I don't feel bad giving to somebody to use. It's actually pretty solid. I mean, it's not a whole lot of play in it. The jaws are nice. It just has a good, solid feel to it. So, tools in it are not bad. It's not great. I mean, it's just stainless steel, but not bad. Sorry, I keep going off frame here. It's hard to look through and open all this stuff at the same time, but it has this really nice chisel type pry bar thing too. I don't know. Again, so that's why I like, auction stuff, because you get a bunch of this stuff, and I like giving it away. I like giving it to people, so this is one I don't feel bad giving to people. Let me show you some of the crown jewels of the last auction score, though. I mean, look at the snap on this guy. I mean, there's a prize right here. So this one probably, again, will be given away. So good luck to the winner of this. Monster, thanks for hanging around, man. Have a good night. Somebody's going to win this guy, for sure. And then I even have its bigger brother. But yes, this is a, which one is this? This is, the Ladybug, I think. The Ladybug and then the Daleka. What's up, Neve? How's it going, man? Just going through the massive pile of stuff, new stuff, old stuff, all kinds of stuff. While you guys are here, I need some feedback, though. I don't know if you noticed, but I had somebody work on a logo for me, and really nice kid. His name is Dylan on Instagram. I will link him here, but he's been working on a logo for me, and let's see what you guys thought. Actually had my wife printed up some stuff with this logo for Father's Day, which I thought was super cool, so let me see what you guys think about it here. And these are just some prototypes she had printed up. But yeah, in Hawaii it is 6:45, so just starting to lose daylight here. But what do you guys think of the new logo? This was first draft, and I like it, man. I think this is kind of speaks to me all the way around. So I think you did a great job, Dylan. Appreciate it, man. Got something headed his way. Also, he's been very helpful and has made a couple little tweaks to the design even since this one. But yeah, man, I like it. So it was about time. It was about time that I actually had a logo of some kind. So I will throw some of these guys in with the boxes. Had some stickers made up, so let me know what you guys think. I think he did an awesome job. So Hank should print it up. But yeah, as a side note, the background to this was actually a picture that was drawn by my youngest son, and the picture he made, it just looks awesome. And I told him, I said, man, I want to use your picture as my logo. And then when I did, Dylan actually contacted me and said, hey man, let me work on your logo. So I said, sure. So he took the picture that my kid made and kind of added in my my buddy in memory of Charmeleon, my Jackson Chameleon. He actually just did an update to the logo and added the 3 horns for the male Jackson Chameleon. But yeah, I figured it was about time to have a logo. So there's that. Before I completely lose daylight here, let's see what else I wanted to show you guys first. Here's one that never made it on camera before and should have. Yes, stickers, and yes, Jared, you see not just one but multiple 162s. And interesting side note about the 162, I didn't think it was going to be this easy. I was not expecting this, but I contacted TwoSuns and I sent them some pictures of some of the scales that I've made and said, hey, what are the chances I might be able to have the AutoCAD file for a couple of the patterns? And they said, oh, yes, sure, no problem. Send us your address. Seriously? That's awesome. So, yeah, I know it's going to take a couple of reminders to actually get them to send it, but they are going to send me this one. They're going to send me the 134 wood, and then a couple other ones that I can, plug into my machine, and hopefully at some point, once I, get proficient with that thing, can be cutting out wood scales and not taking a month at a time to do it. So I thought that was really cool of them, and this is one that's on that list. So this guy, before I get sidetracked again, this was sent to me by another really awesome member of the community, and I don't know if I've shown this on camera before or not. I don't think so, but man, great knife. This is the Charade SCHF 1. Yes, 1. Maybe maybe I did show this on camera. I don't know. I like this one. I keep this one around. Look at that blade stock. This thing is just thick, chunky, all solid, one piece. And then, as I knock the camera over, it's so big. I mean, not your Rambo set, but full screwdriver set in the handle of this guy. And yes, it is all solid, one piece. That's a freaking knife right there. I mean, just a chunker of a knife. It's actually a little bit better balance without the screwdriver set in it, but man, this thing is, it's a solid freaking chunk, that's for sure. So get her lined up here. Yeah, definitely beefy. And this pin here, what does this thing do? I can't remember. Oh yeah, this pin I thought was kind of cool too. Without the lanyard in place, this pin turns this thing into a T-handle, so you can get some extra torque on it. It's kind of cool, man. I like it. Yeah, and you know what? Unfortunately, they kind of did it to themselves with their name and having stuff, outsourced until it was, almost comical, some of the stuff that they were putting out, how cheap it was. But man, Charade does have some good stuff under their belt. It's just, it shows design quality wise now the difference. Let me actually show you. Some original Charade Uncle Henry stuff. And I'm not sure exactly how old this one is, but I got this one a little while ago. This one's actually on my list of ones that are going to people also, but still have it around because I just have not shipped it yet. But this is one of their original designs, so kind of cool. Money clip. I don't think I showed this one on camera yet either, a while ago, but this is one that I've had for probably a year, 2 years almost. Again, I found this one in an auction. This is the Charade Sharp Finger, but the original one, the carbon steel USA made Sharp Finger, and this one has been sharpened almost to death at this point, but still very cool. The sheath, yeah, it is. It's old-timer. Charade kind of used a few different names. They went under old-timer. They own Uncle Henry. They own, I don't know. It's all under the Taylor brands now, but yeah, old-timer Charade stuff. I kind of like it, man. I've had a few of them, but this one is one that I don't know. Somebody actually tried to buy this one for me the other day, and I hesitated, and I did not let this one go. I actually made this sheath myself, if you can believe that quality of leather work there. This was my first attempt at leather working, and it actually fits in there pretty decent. I got it kind of molded in place, and don't look at the back. My stitching is terrible, so we won't talk about that, but this was just an old belt that I found at the thrift store, decent leather, and some 100-pound test fishing cord. So what do you think of my leather work there? It doesn't look terrible from this side. I mean, once I learn how to stitch, maybe we'll have something going. But yeah, it's tough, man. I guess when they sold out, I think I don't remember when they started sourcing everything in China, but their old USA made stuff, if you can get your hands on some of it, it is nice. Now I have kind of acid etched this blade and then cleaned it back up and polished it, but this carbon steel, it does take a pretty wicked edge, And dude, that sucks that somebody stole it, man. It is a great little knife. It has some of the best ergonomics of any little fixed blade knife, man. I love this thing. Charade machete. Yeah, probably. If it's anything new and it's, Chinese made, they just do not put a great edge on them. You're gonna have to change that edge grind and fix it yourself if you want something decent, that's for sure. I do have some other charade stuff, but the USA made stuff definitely is nice in comparison to the Chinese stuff. But anyway, so I think that's most of the new stuff that I wanted to show you guys. Again, there's a lot in here that is going to be part of my stuff that I just give away. So, as I said before, I'll leave some payment information. If anybody feels like donating, I certainly appreciate it. I try not to ask much from people. I like to be pretty self-sufficient, but I mean, shipping is a killer. So if I, was able to get some money to ship stuff, I would definitely be sending a lot more out, and I would like to do that. So if you guys want to donate, I'm pretty sure it will be a 50% chance of receiving something back for that $5. So you're just not gonna know what it might be. There's quite a few interesting options, though, for sure. So I'm not sure where it is at this point. But anyway, I'll go through this one real quick too, because on the giveaway side, like I said before, I've got some scales that are going to go on one knife to be given away, and I actually have some other ones that I'm working on. So there will also be one of this size in that also. Big Red, what's going on, man? How's it going? So yeah, there will be a 58mm and a 91mm as part of the giveaway. But for anybody who didn't catch it the first time around, once this video uploads, go and leave a comment on the uploaded version of this stream. I know I'm at almost an hour and a half at this point, so I don't know who's going to watch it. Your chances are probably going to be pretty good. I'm going to let it run for probably a week and then start pulling names. But it's time. It's definitely time to give back. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all the support. I know I kind of, tend to go introvert every once in a while, and it might be a month in between video uploads, but just know I'm still around. I do try and watch everybody's stuff when I can and comment, whatnot. I'm not disappeared. I get overwhelmed at the thought of having to make a video and show stuff, and man, showing stuff one at a time it seems like a nightmare to me. So appreciate you sitting through this stream and checking them all out all at once. But in return, there will be a return on that. But also, question for you guys, I wanted some feedback on some design type stuff that I've been working on, and I will explain why here. I think there is the chance that I could possibly, I don't know, get in trouble for making these, only because that is a trademark design. So don't tell anybody. Victorinox, if you're watching, please, I'm working on it. I want to write a letter and send it to Victorinox and just ask them how they feel about me reusing the shield in my wooden scales. I figure, what do I got to lose, right? I mean, I got basically a 50-50 shot of them saying no, and if they say no, I can't use the design, okay, at least I know for sure. If I do get it in writing, though, that I can use the shield, I think that's awesome. That would obviously be my best outcome. I really like the way that they look with it on there. However, I'm not opposed to doing something different. With the logo that Dylan made up for me, I also had him do another version of basically just more of a like a maker's mark or just a little stamp, and I'm gonna have that made up in little tiny metal pieces so I can do my own inlay, and it will not be the shield, it will be my own design that nobody can tell me, hey, you can't use that. And as much as I like the original Victorinox shield, I did want to have some kind of backup plan in case Victorinox says, no, you can't use that. So in the meantime, but yeah, that's what I was working on. I was coming up with my own logo. Stay tuned. It is coming. I did finally get, I think, the finished version of it. Now I need to see about having it cut out of metal and how I can do that. I've got some other options, but I've been doing some different stuff in the interim. It's kind of windy. I have made up some just with just a little different inlay, that just something that is not Victorinox shield, but I thought it looked kind of cool, so I just put some abalone shell in there. I don't think I've seen anybody else make something that looks like this, so if you see one out in the world, that's possibly me. I've done a few of them at this point, so I think it looked kind of cool, but just something different. This one is super glue, but a matte finish. I don't know how you guys feel about the surface texture. I can get almost a matte texture or a high gloss shine. Obviously the high gloss is the way I like the look of it, but the matte finish, I was told by somebody, hey, you should do something like that, it looks kind of cool. I don't know how I like it texture wise, but yeah, I like the whole idea that each one kind of has its own unique look. I did get like a bag of these pieces that were already tumbled smooth, and I cut the hole to fit the piece, not the other way around, so each one is kind of unique. And yeah, I've just been messing around doing different stuff, and if I can find it here, I will show you one more that I made up. Bear with me 1 second, I'll be right back. Another one that I'm working on. But yeah, all different pieces. That's not what I'm looking for. Hang on. The next box of stuff here, guys. Bear with me. Another TwoSuns that I just got in the mail. Also, I got this at the same time as the 57. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this one before. TS69. Kind of one of their old school models, but I always liked this one a lot. Finally had a chance to get another one of these, so between the 69 and the 57, these were always two of my favorite smaller size TwoSuns. I mean, it's just right there at the limit of what I like size wise. These are like 8 inches, right around 8 inches exact. So anyway, there is TS69. Alright, I found it. So, again, this is one that's pending for somebody that I finished up. But this is that high gloss. This is how I want them to come out. This is actually not attached on here. This is just on here, double-sided tape. These are going on a different model. Which Leatherman are you talking about? Oh, this guy here. This is the Leatherman Micra. The difference between the two Micras is that they do an overlay on this thing. So this is an aluminum overlay, but other than that, it's just a Micra. So you can see it makes it just a little tiny bit bigger, but what it does do is it conceals the tweezers under there, which is kind of nice because it keeps them from getting bent and damaged, which is one of the more common things to happen. So anyway, I like the Micra. I've got quite a few of them because it's a good tool. So what do you guys think about this? I made this one up, and this is one that I was kind of working on my own, logo of some kind, and when I started with this guy, I'm trying to find it here, I found this piece of metal that is a very thin piece of, where's that? So I actually made that palm tree. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but it's this really thin piece of metal stock that I found that I was able to actually cut out with scissors and then kind of scratch the design into it, and it's just sitting on top of the wood, and then I kind of glossed it in there. But when I actually set the palm tree first, and it looked pretty plain all by itself, and I was gonna leave it like that, but I was like, I don't know, something not right about it. It just seemed too plain, so I decided to set it on a piece of abalone and just, I don't know. Again, I guess what I'm getting at is if you get one of these from me, they're all different. They're all handmade. They're all unique. I don't even think I can make two exactly the same. So they're like snowflakes, and some of them are nicer than others. I admit, a couple people that got original versions of them, I want to kind of have them send them back and fix them or make them another one or something. It's like they keep improving a little bit each time. So I think I like the way that they're headed. The coconut micarta is, yes indeed. If I can find it, I'll show you where I'm at with it. It's here somewhere. Yep, hang on. Alright, holy shit, 20 people still hanging out waiting for me. You guys are awesome. JB, I have only made one out of the coconut micarta so far, and the first one that I made was actually, yeah, really, I had to climb the tree. The first one that I made was actually not coconut husk, it was the fiber from the leaf, but that one came out kind of cool. I did send that to a friend of mine, and that is part of his 58mm Victorinox collection, and he's got thousands of them, so, you know, that's where that one is. That's the only one I made so far. But I did make some with coconut husk, and I am still working on shaping this guy and finishing it. I've got the other half somewhere. I'm not sure what I want to do yet for inlay on this guy. I think a palm tree probably look kind of cool on this guy too, but yeah, no, it's coming out all right. I have been experimenting with UV cure resin, and it's coming out good. I actually have a bunch of different stuff that I want to make my card out of. Part of what my company sells is stuff for firefighters. So we do fire hoses, and I mean everything basically, the clothing, the gear, the trucks, everything. That's one part of what my company does. So I have access to fire hose sample pieces. I mean, a lot of them, like just chunks of fire hose, and it's, you know, a 4-inch fire hose, a 4-inch piece of it, so you get like a nice square of the hose. And I've got like a whole box of this stuff. So I've got yellow, I've got orange, and that's not really my cup of tea, but man, for a hunting knife or something, some fire hose micarta would look kind of cool. I don't know if Chad's still in here, but if you can dye fire hose material, that's it would be kind of cool to dye it some different colors. I don't do a whole lot with the RIT dye. I just haven't, you know, ever really messed around with it all that much, but yeah, it would look very cool to do something out of fire hose, and that is coming. I will get around to make it eventually, but yeah, for right now, the coconut husk I thought was kind of cool, and this one I did actually sand down and then put one gloss layer over it, another epoxy layer, so it's kind of sealed in there. It does look kind of cool though. I do like coconut, so again, something else I've been messing around with, but I do have plenty of stuff to work with. Brought some pieces because I'm working on some. Let me show you some of this if I still got enough daylight here. Some of these pieces, and these aren't even oiled up or anything. You can just see how curly this is going to get. Man, I have some really nice stuff right now. This one especially. Man, the curl in this piece is insane. That's a flat piece. That's sanded flat, but I mean, it just looks like it's got ridges to it. Very, very cool pieces that I've got right now. This one's kind of got almost like a flame pattern to it. So, man, I've got a bunch of good koa. If there's anybody else out there that is a maker that does woodwork stuff, if you want any koa, give me a call. And yeah, Scott, I got a bunch of it, man. It's pretty much like the only wood that I work with. I've got some other stuff. I've got some maple. I've got a little bit of walnut, but I just like the way koa comes out. It's beautiful when it's all finished up, and each one is so different and unique. It does burn up saw blades though, trying to cut the stuff. So, but man, look at that. I'm trying to focus on this guy because this is a very cool piece. Definitely have some plans for some of this stuff for sure, and I am working through them, but a couple that are on my pending list to send out to people. Man, just some very cool looking stuff. This one also, man, grain texture on this guy is just nice. You do get some little bug holes you got to work around every once in a while, but other than that, man, if anybody's looking for some nice POA pieces, I can cut it down to pretty much whatever size you need. I do have quite a bit of it. Just reach out, email me, hawaiiknifeandgear@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to send a package your way. That being said, actually I've been talking to a guy on Instagram, and his Instagram is Cincy Knives. It's CINCI Knives. And he's doing some really nice stuff, man. And he's doing wood scales. He's, kind of doing what I envisioned. And when I first saw his stuff on Instagram, I swore it was cut with a CNC machine. It looks that good, man. His work is tight. So, more than happy to kind of promote this guy. He's a really nice dude. His name is Manny. And, man, very, very nice looking stuff. I mean, he did an Elementum that I swear I thought it was cut with a CNC machine. It was just that good. So, he told me he's doing it by hand. And, man, his work is nice. So I wish I was that quick, man. It does take me a little while to get these things done. But anybody that's waiting, I am working on it. I'm working on all of them. I don't usually work on one start to finish. Unfortunately, my ADHD is not like that. So, I'll work on different stages of different projects and whatnot, and eventually get them all done. So it's just kind of the way I work. But last but not least, and I know this is kind of late in the stream, and I should probably have made a separate video on this, but I pretty much screwed the pooch on this whole deal. Anyway, this right here, to the 21 people that are watching right now, I appreciate it. You are seeing right now the first and only product that has ever been sent to me by a company to review. And as you guys probably have seen this on other channels, well, a couple months ago, they sent them to a lot of different people. And I guess they were, wanting to promote themselves. And, Jared, I know you had a really fantastic video promoting Andar's stuff. But they kind of made the mistake of sending me one. And here it is. And I am just now getting around to it, and I know I've had a lot of stuff going on in between, but I feel bad. She was really nice, and I told her I'd make a video on it, and it's been a while, and I guess she didn't realize my time issues. Me and time are not friends. So this is the Ranger by Andar, and I have opened it, even though it was in the plastic sleeve again, just to keep it from getting messed up. I have taken it out of here. I have not carried it. My wallet is not what you would typically think of as a wallet. I just kind of keep a metal card holder in my pocket. But as far as it goes, it is a nice wallet. I just don't think it's something, I don't know. I probably would carry this. I don't usually keep a lot of cash on me. A couple of cards, maybe, a couple bucks in cash and a couple of cards, and that's about what I have on me. So this thing looks like it would probably do that. I mean, it's got a little section here to put some bills under, and then some cards on the inside, and then this thing right here, I guess, to pull and pop some cards out of here. So it is a nice wallet. A little outside space. But I dig it. I appreciate Andar sending it to me. This is not really the channel for paid reviews, that's for sure. And this being the first thing anybody's ever sent to me, I'm going to give this one away too. So I will draw another winner for the Andar wallet, brand new. I think I will probably do just a quick video, maybe on Instagram or something, just by itself on this wallet. I do feel bad. She was very cool about it, and just to have a company send me something, I thought was kind of cool. So I will do her solid and put some nice sunset scenery. I don't know if anybody gets paid to do a review. I know they get free stuff, and maybe that's their motivation to talk nicely about it so you get more free stuff. I don't know. I mean, again, that's not what I do. This is the only thing anybody's ever sent me, so I don't really know how it's supposed to work, but if I didn't like it, I would tell you. It is something that I would probably carry, but I keep my wallet in my front pocket, and it gets hot here. And, a leather wallet right against the front of your thigh in your front pocket, this thing probably going to sweat in my pocket, and I don't know. I mean, I probably would carry this. I think it's really well made. It smells great. They use nice leather. Stitching is nice. I mean, all the way around, it's a good wallet. And if you're looking for a minimalist wallet, I would certainly say that this is a nice one. Would I personally use it? Maybe. It's possible. But no, it's there's absolutely nothing that I don't like about it. I just don't think, me personally, I would use it. And I'll show you why. I'll show you what I carry as a wallet. If you give me a second here. And as you can imagine, my pocket carry setup looks kind of like my knife organization, so I do keep this in a front pocket, and that's about as much as I want to carry in my front pocket. I'm really surprised. My wife got me this thing years ago, and I thought these abalone inlays would have fallen out by now. She got it for me as a business card holder. I work in sales, so I have business cards and stuff, but never ended up using it for business cards. I started keep opening my cards face up, but yeah, I mean, it holds about 5 or 6 cards in there, and that's it. Maybe a receipt or two if they're really important, but that's really all I carry for a wallet, and then I just throw loose receipts in my pocket until I get home at night. Cash goes loose in the pocket, whatever. So as far as carrying a wallet, I stopped carrying a regular wallet years ago. I used to have one in my back pocket, but it made you sit funny when you drive. It's not good for your back to be kind of sitting out of whack like that. People that have that big giant thick wallet in the back and sit on that thing all day long, that's going to give you some hip problems. So this one's kind of nice, and I could see this maybe as a throw in the back pocket wallet too, but really nice as a minimalist type wallet. I dig it. So Andar, thank you. I do like it. I will give this to a lucky winner, and yeah, thank you for entrusting me to look at your product. However, this is not a great channel for that kind of stuff, so sorry. Wondering what else they actually make. I think this is a little info card. Oh, and thanks 5. You get $5 off your next purchase. So Andar, very nice stuff. Nice leather stuff. It's funny. I never actually used to carry much in leather, but actually I gotta take it off my belt real quick. I'll show you guys. I started carrying this. I carry a Leatherman Wave, and this is kind of my standard carry, but I found this leather wallet, or leather sheath for this guy rather, and this is like the only leather thing I carry, but man, it's nice. It has definitely changed the way I feel about keeping a Leatherman on me. I didn't used to carry it all the time. I'd just put it on my belt when I was working on something or whatever, but this one I actually have pretty much just left it on my belt full time since then. So if their wallet does anything like this and starts to kind of mold and form fit and whatever, dude, see, Lemansky, thank you for hanging around, man. I appreciate it. I know it's getting kind of late there, but I'm just about ready to wrap it up anyway. I just have a ton of stuff, man, and I appreciate you guys sitting through the live stream. It's nice to be able to share all this stuff with you and kind of get it off my chest. I feel a little better knowing that it's, saved for all of eternity here on YouTube, and if you ever want to see it, you can see it here buried in a 2-hour live stream. But last thing before I go here, only because here's another one that's kind of a surprise to me, that I had no idea I would even like this thing, but I figure it deserves a mention because it was a surprise. This thing, this little knife by 511 Tactical. I don't know if you guys have any other Mike Bellenkamp stuff, but I didn't think I was gonna like this one. I found it in an auction lot, and I'm not a thumb hole type of person, but it's got a really nice thick blade on it, which when I got it, it was dull as a corn cob and just would not cut through anything. But after I sharpened it up and oiled it and flipped the clip to the right end, I kind of like it, and I'm not even sure why. It's just I don't know. I've actually been carrying this one a little bit, but yeah, it's nice. It's almost made me think a little differently about thumb opening stuff, and this one's kind of fun to flick, and I have used it quite a bit recently, as you can see. So I don't know, not bad. It's not something that I would have thought I would like, but it's not bad. Nice thick chunky blade stock though, so it feels heavy duty, and with having that big heavy blade, the handle is pretty light compared to the blade, but I don't know, it's different. This one, again, will also probably be in that pile of stuff that I give away if I don't beat it up too bad, but I would feel good about giving this to somebody. Once you get it sharpened up, man, it's not too bad. So, kind of a surprise to me. But I've had a few of those recently, so always nice to get something that you just weren't expecting, and I do like surprises. Like last one here. This is a nail clipper design that I believe this is a Victorinox design. Don't hold me to that, but the nail clipper flips out like that, and decent nail clipper. I mean, actually works really well. And then it has the same tools on it here as Victorinox Classic, but it's not a Victorinox, and I don't know. This is I believe a Chinese-made version, but the scissors have a little bit different. Scissors actually have that the bar instead of the little spring in the middle, so scissors work really well. I don't know. I like this thing. I like it to the point that I pulled the original stainless piece off and actually put a piece of koa on here. So I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, you get a little piece of gear that just, I don't even know why I like it so much. I just did. And I figured that was an easy enough piece to make. So, yes, now it is custom keychain nail clippers. And this one and this one are actually getting sent to my folks. So this is for my mom, this one's for my dad. So I think this is something she would keep around. Little keychain knife. But anyway, that's about what I got for you guys tonight. I'm losing daylight. It is sunset time here, so we have a little bit more scenery down here by the Honolulu Harbor. I think I outlasted everybody else that was hanging out here, so it's time to go. I think they're probably going to shut the gate here pretty soon, so I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm almost to the 2-hour mark, so yeah, thank you guys, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out, and like I said, when I upload this, I will title it something that makes people want to click on it, because it will be a giveaway video. I doubt most people are going to sit through a 2-hour live stream. I mean, I just know most people's attention span, you're just not going to get many people that sit through 2 hours of knife collection, rambling stuff. But to those who recognize it, leave a comment on that video. And if you feel like it, like I said, feel free to leave a donation. $5 donation, gonna get your name in. Yeah, so Appreciate it, guys. Have a good night. Yeah, you guys are crazy. 2 hours later. Grateful. All right, keep dropping out here. I gotta hit the road, but thank you guys, man. Have a great night.